Good Saturday evening, everybody. Chris Allen here with your 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Thank you for joining me here on this Saturday night, just after 7 o'clock. I was trying to get it as close to 7 as I could because I know a lot of people may be watching TV or watching movies or taking down their Christmas decorations and all. And I figured by 7 o'clock, most of you that are wanting to hop on your computer to see what's going on would do that. And so here we go. So, couple of things I want to say. First of all, is I know you have been bombarded with Bombogenesis. That term has been thrown around several times today, even yesterday, but especially today. Um, Bombogenesis. I'm going to explain what that is. And, like some of these other big terms that are used, especially by the TV networks, they'll get atmospheric river. Oh, there's an atmospheric river coming. Or there's a polar vortex. Oh my goodness. And now we've got bombogenesis. And the thing is that I've already been asked today, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you coming up in just a moment. But first, let's get in our sponsor because they are vital to this operation here. My 270 weather owes a lot to R&R Controls. Barry Connolly and his folks there in Brownsville know what to do to keep you running, whether it's heating, cooling, air conditioning, ventilation, and generators. And since we're talking about big changes in the weather and maybe even some strong to severe weather somewhere close to us, maybe not all of us, but somewhere tomorrow evening, then we need to be thinking about a generator. Of course, it's too late to get one at this point for tomorrow's activity, but there's going to be more opportunities for you to talk to your family, talk to your business about getting a Generac generator, the number one name in generators. And R&R Controls can take care of that for you. They can come out to your house, take a look at how many kilowatts you're going to need for a generator and get you running. So the next time you lose power, like when we're talking about severe weather and gusty winds like we're going to get tomorrow, now there may be some power outages tomorrow. If we get some of the winds that are going, 40, 45, 50 miles per hour plus, the last time that happened a few weeks ago, we had power outages. Different places. Now, if you had one of these Generac generators hooked up to your home, within seconds of the power going off, this would switch on automatically. That's what that little panel is right there. That's what that does. It's hooked up to your house, and there's a line that R&R Controls will come in. They'll run that line. The line goes to the generator. The other line goes into the house. So as soon as it activates, it's in seconds. As your power goes off, this comes on. So why not give R&R Controls on Monday a call at 270-777-2024 and just talk to them about it. You don't have to buy one right there, but just talk to them about it. They'll come out, take a look at your home, take a look at your business, and see what you need. 270-777-2024 or go to rnrhvac.com because with R&R Controls, you'll never be without. And it's true. And tomorrow, it's true that we could have power outages somewhere around the 270 and the 615 and the 606 and so forth and so on. Here are the um, climate numbers for today, Saturday, December 27th, here at the Bowling Green Warren County Regional Airport. Our official high, 70 degrees. Yeah, boy, did it feel good. That's 2 degrees shy of the record high for today, 72, set back in 2015. We got that close today. And that 70 degrees is 23 degrees warmer than the normal of 47. We had a low of 58 and no rainfall officially, even though there was a little bit of drizzle when we had the fog this morning. There was some drizzle, but it wasn't enough to measure. Okay. Now tomorrow we could come close to the record, or some places maybe even could break the record. Who's that guy? Who is that guy right there in the circle? Get him off of there. All right. Okay, thank you. I was like, who is that guy? Get him off of there. All right. So right now you're looking at radar at 713. Nothing really going on. Back to the west, there are some showers that you see here that are trying to get going. This is ahead of the system coming in. This is way out ahead of the system. So I'll put this into motion. This is southern Illinois that you're looking at. Parts of the Wabash River, once you get up here north of Evansville and west of Evansville, this right here is the Wabash River. Here's the Ohio River. Here's the Mississippi River. And you can see in southern Illinois around Harrisburg and West Frankfort and McLeansboro and Carmi, and then over toward the Evansville area, a little bit of light rain that's moving through, but that's the extent of it. Now, I want to show you this. I want you to look at this. Wow. See all these brown colored counties? I mean, hundreds and hundreds of square miles that is in that shade of brown. Well, it's a wind advisory, and it's a big one. Now, this is where some of the strongest of winds are already starting to occur, but these winds are going to be coming our direction. Let's take a look at a camera out there. Tulsa. How about Tulsa? Let's see what's going on in Tulsa. Well, there you go. You're looking live at Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it's 75 degrees. Winds are south at 10. It's kind of hard to tell if it's really windy there yet, but it's coming. Is that Joplin? Well, Rocky Comfort is not too far from Joplin, Missouri. And there you go. That's a live view. Oh, look at the flags and the banners in the wind there. Thank you, Arkansas weather watchers, for putting up that camera. 71 degrees there just outside of Joplin, Missouri. I love these has cams because you can see what's coming way back before it gets here. But you see how breezy it is in that part of Missouri. Let's go to Jonesboro. Well, there's another cave city, not just Kentucky. There's one in Arkansas. And here it is. And you're looking live there. And it's kind of hard to tell if there's a lot of wind going on. It looks like maybe a few raindrops hitting the camera. So anyway, that's what's coming. Wind. And there could be some wind advisories issued for us tomorrow. Very possible. So that's because of the winds coming in. It is, I would say, likely. Now, here is the latest outlook for Storm Prediction Center and for us. Now, the one thing you'll note, if you haven't seen this already, notice that the marginal risk, level 1 marginal risk, has been pushed back a little further west. It did cover the Bowling Green, Glasgow, Litchfield, Campbellsville area when it was issued yesterday, but now it's been pushed back just a little. That's a good sign. What this tells me, and from what I've seen in the models today and forecast discussions from the National Weather Service, the reason for this is what I showed you last night, is that front will be weakening. That line of storms will be weakening as it moves into the Bowling Green area, probably late, after 9, 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. That's good news. Now, as you know, weather does not follow straight lines. It has no idea what a straight line is, even though we have gust fronts that we call straight line winds. that just registered with me that is a kind of a misnomer. But, these things do not follow these lines. A strong storm or severe storm is not going to look at that line and go, okay, I've got to stop right here. It's not going to happen that way. There could be some renegade little in that line that comes through. There could be these little renegade storms that come through, and we'll have to watch that tomorrow night. But tornadoes, that kind of a threat, doesn't look very likely for us. Here is the live view that you're used to seeing from Litchfield and the Grayson County Emergency Management. You can see some low clouds moving there. Notice how fast those clouds are moving through. That's upper winds that are beginning to pick up. Maybe even some mid-level winds, depending on the elevation of these clouds. 64 degrees right now in Litchfield, here at 7:19. Back into western Kentucky, here's Gage, Kentucky, cloudy, and not much happening in Gage. So, but they will be among the first there in western Kentucky to begin to get rain tomorrow. Now, you're asking if somebody here, let me see, somebody asked the question about are tornadoes coming? That is probably not something that I think that we'll have to deal with. Rita's asking, will there be any severe storms? Well, as I said last night, and I'll say it again tonight, if we can keep the instability down, I mean, first of all, there's not much available potential energy, or CAPE, convective available potential energy, CAPE. There's not a lot, but there's a strong low-level jet, and we have the dynamic of the winds coming in with the front. That may produce enough of a borderline severe weather threat just with those embedded wind gusts as the front comes through. Because what's going to happen, the front's going to act like a front loader. You know what a front loader is? Like it's got, you drive one of those things and somebody's in there and they're scooping up dirt and all that. It's like that. The cold front, when it comes in, is going to act like a scoop, like a front loader. And it's going to scoop up the air, push it up where it can then, hit some of the upper winds. And then some of those upper winds could collapse down to the ground and cause a gust front. The winds pushing out ahead of the front itself. And that could prompt maybe a severe thunderstorm warning, even though it's not really a storm. It could be something that happens. Here's Bobby Manning Behind the storm, will the rain, with the rain we get, will it freeze Monday morning? That's something that we're going to explore here in a moment when I show you some of the temperatures, because it is going to get cold. Oh boy. I mean, really, really cold. Before I get off of this graphic, let me show you the tornado threat. Okay, are you ready for this? I'm going to show you the threat of having a tornado tomorrow in the 270. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Huh. What do you think about that? That's your tornado threat for tomorrow. Goose egg. But you know what I always say, right? Those of you that follow me, you know what I always say in these situations. It can truly never be zero. But as you see there, the Storm Prediction Center is like, not so much. And I know that there have been some, and some very famous weather people today posting. I saw it. I won't say his name. I won't say his name. He drives a unique vehicle that's got shields all over it. He's been doing this for a while. But he said, he's put out a map saying, oh, right there in Kentucky, tornado threat tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, now I'm going to have to answer people. I'm going to have to try to explain that you're wrong. Okay, I'll move on. Here now is the wind threat for tomorrow evening. And you see, this is, when it's this color, I know it's kind of hard to see. Oops, let me go back. It's kind of hard to see, but this is only a 5% chance. 5%. I'm trying to draw that as best as I can. In other words, the potential for wind damage tomorrow evening is west of Interstate 65, and I would say even probably closer to Paducah, Evansville, Owensboro, but even there, 5%. 5% chance of you getting wind damage tomorrow evening when that front powers through within a 25-mile radius of where you live. That's it. That's all. 5% chance. Okay? Not much, but a chance is a chance. Now we look at hail. Oh, nothing. Yeah, it'll be nighttime. Hail. No. Even though there's cold air aloft, it just doesn't look like we're going to have hail. Now, somebody could get a little hail, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. All right. How about let's look at rainfall. So here we go. We're looking at 0.3 of an inch of rain, and that's about it. At most, the most, 0.3 of an inch of rain. Some of you could get a 1/4 inch or 1/10 of an inch, but really not much more than that. Okay. So let's get you caught up here with let's see. Let me get you caught up with the current conditions. Here's the Kentucky mesonet, and I thought I had one more graphic in there, but it's not there. It's not showing up. All right. Well, we'll move on. Let's go to the mesonet, and here we go. Now you can see the temperatures over there, right there. Current temperatures at the moment are in the 60s. And as I mentioned, we made it, or at least a few of you made it to 70 for a high temperature. Barron County did. Look at 71 in Metcalfe County. And the reason why these numbers are a little bit higher, Metcalfe County, um, Cumberland County, Clinton County, 73, 73, 71. The reason why you guys were warmer by a few degrees, you had a little bit of sun breakthrough. And so your temperatures were just a bit warmer. Everybody else, mid upper 60s to 70. And the lowest temperature of the day, upper 40s, low 50s. Precipitation, I don't think anybody picked up anything. Well, there's 1/100th of an inch it picked up here in Bowling Green, Russellville, Hopkinsville, Barron County, Glasgow. So, yeah, it was from the fog this morning and those little misty, just the mist and drizzle probably added a little something in the bucket there, but that's all. Okay, let's go to the maps now and get you going. I don't want to spend an hour tonight like I did last night. What's my time here? 21 minutes. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good now. Okay, here is the current situation as we look at a weather map. And for those of you that can't see this, this is Bowling Green right here in the middle. So we've got this little warm front snaking across the area, and it's just kind of there. It's kind of going back and forth, back and forth. But the main system that's coming in, these two systems, there's the system to the north, the stronger one really, and the one to the south, these are going to phase together as they get closer. They're going to come together and they're going to help get this big system through here. Now, I haven't forgotten, I'm still going to explain about bombogenesis because that word's gotten thrown around today on social media, and it has to do with how this system is going to behave. Oh, behave. Look at this. Here's the phasing. Here's the phasing that's taking place or will take place. This is midnight tonight. This phasing is where this system has just kind of been stalling and lollygagging around, but this system is on the move. It's got more potential energy, if you will. Well, it's got more of a jet, more jet energy pushing it and upper winds pushing it. So these two are going to phase together. Now, for us in the morning, the beginning of Sunday is going to be just fine. There may be some fog back into western Kentucky, but I don't think we're going to see any rain until we get, this is 6 a.m., and then midday tomorrow. Notice the winds are coming out of the southwest, and they will be breezy because we're going to be in the throes of that warm sector, the warm front to the east, and here comes our cold front. And look at that trough. Woo, boy. And look at the winds right here behind the front. Equal lines of pressure, isobars, those winds are going to be screaming, especially in the upper atmosphere. And some of that will come down to the ground, and that's why we're concerned about wind gusts of, 40, maybe 50 or higher tomorrow. So here comes our system. Now, this system is going to strengthen because it phased. Let me back it up here. It phased with this system that's been setting over us. So here comes the big system, and the two meet up and phase. And that's going to help strengthen. See how they just met up right there. This will be 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right. So those two systems phase, causing this low to deepen and get stronger. Here's 12 noon tomorrow. We will be warm and breezy and cloudy, but I don't think we're going to see rain just yet. Here we go into 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Look at this storm. Look at that. I would not want to be in the Great Lakes tomorrow. Look how tight the winds are. That's strong winds from the north, bitter cold, and heavy snow. Oops. Did a little reset. There we are. Because of this. Now, this low is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm also glad we're not close to the low, because anybody north and east and a little bit south of that low really has the greater potential to have wind damage and maybe some kind of severe weather going on. But we're far enough south, we're going to get rain and we're going to get the wind. So this is 6 p.m. tomorrow night, and look how fast it's gone. 6 a.m. Monday morning. And when you get up Monday morning and go to work, look at the winds. They're going to be howling out of the north and west, 20 to 30, with wind chills of probably teens and 20s. Whew. Snow, it's not showing a lot here. I mean, there could be some passing flurries, flyby flurries on the tail end of this system, but this thing is booking. I mean, this thing is moving so fast that we're probably not going to have time to get any snow. It could be a situation where you see a snowflake and then it's gone. It's going to be one of those situations. So there you go. I mean, that's really what we're looking at tomorrow. All right, let's keep going. Now it's cold, and now it's going to stay cold. Here's Monday night, 6 p.m., a few snow showers, eastern Kentucky, leftovers. There's another little piece of energy. You see it there coming out of the Great Lakes off of that low. That's going to swing around tomorrow evening and maybe squeeze out a little bit of light snow for, I would say, mostly eastern Kentucky. Now, here we go, 6 a.m. Tuesday, still cold, wind coming from the north and northwest. Here's Wednesday morning. This is New Year's Eve day, the 31st. Notice the winds become more westerly and relax a little more. Here's a little clipper system, another one of those little clipper systems coming by. Let's see what happens with it. So this is Wednesday morning. Here's Thursday morning, New Year's Day, Happy New Year. And we have that little clipper system coming through with another little, maybe squeezing out some snow flurries, but mainly eastern Kentucky. We could see something here on New Year's Day. Wouldn't that be nice? Cold and some flurries for New Year's Day. Maybe. Then high pressure begins to build in for Friday morning and into Saturday. Now that the high moves east and we get a more southerly flow, here comes some Gulf moisture that we're going to tap into, and we're going to see rain next Saturday, a week from today. But it will be warmer. By then, we're going to be close to 50 for a high temperature. So does that help you guys at all, showing you that? Because I know I go through this routine every night, but hopefully I'm explaining to you, when you look at the weather maps, you're not just looking at an H and an L and a line with the little hooks on it. And, well, what does that mean? And what's all the other lines for? And what color what does that mean? I'm trying to explain to you, and it takes time. Here I'm coming up right now, mark 30 minutes. I got to get going. I don't want to spend an hour. I shouldn't tonight. I don't want to spend an hour like I did last night. I want to keep this going. So here we go. We're going to move on to the European. Very. This thing is day by day as it starts to learn, machine learn, and this is not AI. This is the actual European model that has become more trusted with accuracy. So I'm showing you here the rain snow line where it is. That means the cold air is north of that line. And here is the warm air, but there is our low. Now watch it. It's at 998 millibars. Here we go. 999, 999, 999, 997. So this is after the phase. The phasing takes place. This is 1800 Sunday, so that's going to be 1 p.m., midday to 1 p.m., or let's see, 1 p.m. on Sunday. So showers for us, the cold front's going to be right in here, right in there where you see that big bulge and that bend. That's what we call the trough. And you see the colder air behind it, and the moisture turns into snow. And you look at these tight lines, though. Extremely windy where the snow is coming down. Blizzard-like conditions, probably for Minnesota and parts of Michigan, even Iowa. So that low starts to fall quickly. 994, 991. And here's the line of rain and gusty showers with maybe a few embedded thunderstorms as it passes by, with potential for some minor wind damage. This is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Right in there. Okay. So when that front, actually the front is going to come through the Bowling Green area a little bit later. Here is what, 10 p.m.? Yeah, 10 p.m. And there's after midnight. And look how it weakens. Now, there will still be some wind energy with this system because of what I just explained about how this low just bombs. Now, Bombogenesis, let me explain, because that word is getting thrown around and you're thinking something's going to explode, something bad is going to happen. They're using that term Bombogenesis. All that means is a system that drops pressure with 24 millibars within 24 hours. In other words, a millibar, not necessarily hourly, but when a low pressure system like that, and you've seen the numbers go down, the numbers look like they're going to go down at least 24 millibars in pressure within a 24-hour period. They call that process bombogenesis. So don't be scared of the word. Social media is throwing it around like it's a huge deal and something brand new. It's not. It just means this low pressure system is getting very, very strong. Now, if you are around and close to that low pressure system, you're going to get all kinds of stuff. Heavy rain on the east and south side, mixed precipitation on the northeast side, and then behind it, north and west, is going to be all snow. Heavy snow, and look at the winds. The winds are going to wreak havoc on the Great Lakes. So there it's at 984 millibar. This is on Monday. Now it's at 980, 977, 975. Look at it. It's just sitting there. Wow. 974. Now it starts to move into Canada. Monday afternoon. Then it goes back to 977. So the according to this, it is the lowest it's going to be is 974. Well, if you add 24 to that, you get 998. And we saw that back where? 998. Right? No. There. When it was over Missouri, 997. So from Missouri to the Great Lakes into southern Canada, as it moves northeast, it drops at least 24 millibars in pressure, strengthens within a 24-hour period. In fact, within a few hours, that happens. That's the definition of bombogenesis. Really, it's nothing for you to worry about. But with the grandstanders and the posers that are out there and the hype casters, they love throwing these words around. Oh, my goodness. There's no hope. There's no hope for it. They're going to do what they're going to do. All right, let's move ahead. Here is the 31st, which is New Year's Eve. Look at the cold air. We're going to stay in the cold air for the next several days into the new year. Okay? All right, so that's as far as that model's going to go. Let me go to this one. Back it up, the last run before this one. And watch what happens here. Here we go into New Year's Day, the first day of January. That's a little interesting. Look at that. See that little bit of, a little something, something. Maybe a few snowflakes for New Year's. See, I showed you that on the other map. Maybe there could be something, but it doesn't last. Look how long it lasts. It's gone. It's gone. And here we go into the second and the third of the new year, and it warms back up. Yep. And you'll be able to see here on the model blender, we go from 73 tomorrow. The record is 76. We'll see. We'll get close. Then we're going to go from the low to mid 70s tomorrow. And when that front comes through tomorrow night, look at that. We're going to bottom out at 27. Some of you will get colder than that. Look at this. And here's another visual. Look at the sticks, what I call the sticks down here. 73. Oh, man. It's the tropics in the middle of winter. Well, the beginning of winter. And the end of December. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Let's play our ukuleles and get our Hawaiian shirts out. Oh, wait a minute. 73, and then we go boom to 27. Really, for highs, 73 to 33, that's a perfect 40-degree drop in temperature within a 24-hour period. So there's your Monday. There's your Tuesday. 33 again, a low of 20, 33 and 20. But then notice those sticks start to rise little by little. We start to see some 40s. Now, this is where we should be for a high temperature this time of the year, about 46, 47. Then we see at least one day we go back into the 50s. That would be next Saturday, but I showed you that it looks like it's going to rain next Saturday. Then we go 40s, back into the 40s as we head into Monday, Tuesday of next week. All right? Okay. Now, let's review some of your messages because sometimes like I don't make enough time to get to your messages or try to answer some of your questions, and so I want to do that. By the way, I don't know if some of you saw, but on my Facebook profile page, Sheila and I went to In and Out Burger, the one in Lebanon, Tennessee. Good. If you're wondering, is it just a lot of hype or is it good? It's good. And we've had it before when we took California trip years ago. I don't know, it's been 10 years more. Um, that's how we found out about In and Out Burger. But it was today. I had the double with the fries. Great. I did not do the animal. That's where you get some stuff loaded on your fries, and whew, I didn't think my stomach could take that. So, anyway, it was good. So, if you're wondering, we stood about 30 minutes in line. I didn't think that was too bad. It was a long line, 30 minutes. So, yeah. All right. Here is, I'm going to go through some of these. Really, this is Eddie Fisher. Really appreciate you explaining everything. Time to get in the freezer and get my homemade chili out. I will be right over, Eddie. That sounds actually good. T. Adams, what a burger is better? Well, everybody's going to say this burger's better. My still, even though In and Out Burger's good, my favorite burger is Hugh Baby's. Now, many of you have not heard of Hugh Baby, but they have 2 or 3 locations in Nashville. I go to the one on Thompson Lane. It's just called Hugh Baby. Oh my goodness. To me, it is the best hamburger, hands down. And I know you'll disagree with me, but it's just incredible. Incredible. Let's see here. Let me find Linda Denton. I heard maybe freezing rain and maybe a tornado with the storms. You listen to the wrong people. Sorry. But the possibility of a tornado is almost zero. Freezing rain, probably not. Probably not. Just some snowflakes on the end of this thing as it goes by. Here is Casey. Casey Lachey Patrick. Should I go get my milk and bread for my milk sandwiches? Nah. Not going to need it. Not going to need it. Let's see here. Yeah, here's Greg. So aside from the weather report, how was them burgers? They really look good. Yeah, they were good. They were good. Oh, look who's here. Look who's in the chat room. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the great Barry Connolly, R&R Controls. Is there an In-N-Out burger threat tomorrow? You know what, Barry? You and I are going to have to make a trip down there. Well, they've got one in Lebanon. They've got one in Antioch at the new Tanger outlet. And they've got one in Murfreesboro, but there's more to come. I've heard Hendersonville and Gallatin is going to get one. Um, I I don't know about Bowling Green, but that would be good. Wait a minute. Gail and Rod, can you back up as we can smell In-N-Out burgers through the TV? It's probably my breath. Sorry. Yeah. Um, oh, here's a good question. Lou, Should we take the decorations off the porch? That's up to you. Are you asking because of the weather, or are you asking because it's after Christmas? Now, if you're asking because it's after Christmas, I'm going to say this is America, and you do what you do, you, and I do me. Whenever you want to take them down, you take them down. But if you're asking because of weather, I would take them down. You've got most of the day tomorrow to take them down. So, yeah, I think you'll be okay. Um, Linda, I was waiting for you to come on so I would get the right weather. Well, bless your heart. I appreciate that. Ellen, glad it's not going to be too bad. No, I mean, it's going to be one of those situations where the wind is really going to blow. When that line comes through, for a few minutes, you're going to think your house is going to blow down. But then a little bit later, it's over with. A few minutes later, it's over. Then the winds still are breezy, but they start to slack off. And then you'll start to feel that cold air starting to move in as the rain moves in. It's going to be like that. M Moore 385. I just finished up a pot of city slickers too. And I guess that I should have saved some for the coming week. Well, yeah. Got to put some back, man. Um Oh boy. So, anyway. All right. 46 minutes, that's enough. I don't want to go an hour. I did that last night. I think I've pretty well from last night. And if you didn't see last night, you can go back on YouTube or Facebook, X, and TikTok, and what else? Oh, yeah, Instagram. I'm on all those platforms. You can go back to tomorrow night when I detailed and explained how tomorrow night's going to play out. And tonight, I just kind of did the same thing because nothing much has changed except that level one marginal risk has now been pushed back further west, away from Bowling Green, away from I-65. But that doesn't mean we're not going to get a strong storm or a gust of wind that could do something. So it'll be one of those things where it comes through really quick and everything blows around and makes a noise, and then it's over. Okay? We'll be watching it. In the meantime, have a great Saturday evening. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for watching 270 Weather, and God bless.